All right, guys, you see it. It's right there. It's behind me. The time has come. DC has finally announced the return of Milestone Comics. I got specifics. I'm super excited. We're about to read through the article. I'm going to show you character designs. I'm showing you all of those things because it's fun. I've been waiting for this day for a long time. So before we get into the announcement, just in case this is your first video, first time watching me, I go by the name of BJ Kicks. I buy comics, I read them, I review them, and sometimes I talk to you about comic book news in videos just like this one. So if you're interested in that, you should definitely hit the subscribe button, then hit that bell icon so that you're notified when I post new content. I could not wait to get off work and film this video. I made a special overlay. You see the border, you see static, you see hardware, you see rocket, right? You see it all, right? And I'm so happy for it. So Milestone Comics. Obviously, Milestone Media holds a very special place in my heart, and if you go through the past videos on the channel, you'll see that. You'll see I have a full run of Icon. I got most of Blood Syndicate. I'm missing like 5 issues. I got most issues of Static. I'm missing about 10 issues there. Anyway, Milestone Comics is just, I love it. I love Milestone. I love the Milestone universe. I love Dwayne McDuffie's writing. I love Dennis Cowan's character designs. And it's just a great time period in history for comics, especially me being a person of color, a black man with an afro that looks like this. So anyway, DC just announced today. Now they've been teasing this since like 2012 that the Milestone universe is going to return and have new things being published. We've heard all kinds of rumors. We've heard rumors of a Static Shock live action movie being produced by Michael B. Jordan. We've heard rumblings during DC Fandome where they kind of teased the announcement and that Milestone was coming back in February. And then February is here and it's like, yo, I haven't heard anything about Milestone. Well, today, February 12th, fun fact, today is the day in 1909 that the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People was founded. So happy 111th anniversary. Anyways, so shout out to those guys. But yeah, so where are we? We're gonna talk about Milestone. We're gonna talk about this announcement. We're gonna talk about a lot of things. Very, very, very excited. And so instead of me just rambling, we're going to read through the article together. Let me switch up this camera view so we can have some fun. All right, man. You guys already see it on the screen. Let me make sure I'm centered. I'm centered enough. Now let's read through this together. So Milestone is returning to DC with an Infinite Edition, right? Now the Infinite Edition is of the Milestone Returns 0, that digital issue that came out during Fandome, but we're going to read over this together. But Milestone Returns, the Infinite Edition, arrives digitally on February 26th and in comic book stores on May 25th. Like, this is coming out. This is a thing that's going to exist physically. When's the last time you had a brand new Milestone comic in your hand? The answer is like 1997, unless you count the Milestone or the Static Shock Rebirth of the Cool. And yeah, that was like 03, 01, I don't know. But anyway, so you see the cover here. I don't know who the cover artist, I think this is Dennis Cowan on the cover. But includes new content reintroducing the effects of the events of the Big Bang and more. Now in 2021, Milestone Mondays are debuting in April with a new digital first miniseries. Well, a few of them. We've got the return of Static, we got a new Icon and Rocket series, and a new Hardware series. Noticeably absent is the last of the original 4 Milestone series, Blood Syndicate. But there's more about that later. So here we go. Following the 2020 surprise panel at the DC Fandome Hall of Heroes, DC today announced more details on the return of fan favorite Milestone universe of characters from the city of Dakota. Jim Lee has a little blurb here. And all right. In addition to being one of the co-founders of Milestone Media, Dennis Cowan's a legendary comic book artist with a prolific DC pedigree. Yes, he's done a lot. Reggie Hudlin is also a partner in Milestone Media, as well as an Emmy-nominated film and television producer and director. His comic book credits include award-winning runs on Black Panther and Spider-Man for Marvel. All right, so let's get into the details now. So the excitement's kicking off February 26th with a digital-first extended cut of the Milestone Returns Issue 0 one-shot that was originally only available during the DC Fandome event. Now, man, I watched a lot of Fandome, and accessing those digital comics was not an easy thing to do. I doubt many people read that Milestone Returns one-shot, but it was pretty cool. They kind of retconned the Big Bang. So if you are familiar with the original Milestone universe, you know that most of the people in that universe got their powers from the Big Bang, where basically the police bombed a bunch of gangs trying to just, kill them. Turns out it turned them into metahumans. And so we had Bang Babies running around. That's how Static got his powers, because he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, or the right place. I don't know. We got the Blood Syndicate, who got their powers that day. And, all the villains of the week from the Static Shock TV show. That's how they got their powers too. But anyway, so they retconned that. Now the Big Bang was still police brutality, but it happened during a Black Lives Matter protest. That's one of the things that was retconned in that issue. But anyway, they've got, that comic was only 17 pages before. They've added 24 more pages with new materials written by Reggie Hudlin and drawn by Dennis Cowan, Nick Draper-Ivey, Bill Sienkiewicz, and more. More on Nick Ivey later. We're going to look at his character designs. So yeah, the $4.99 director's cut is going to feature content introducing the full new creative teams behind Static, Icon and Rocket, and Hardware, the digital first series that are spawned by this new Big Bang. And there's going to be a reveal of their issue number 1 covers, which means I'm buying like 5 copies of this. And, this them talking more about. Now, here's something important. Introducing these seasons of Static, Icon, and Rocket and Hardware is just the beginning. There will be more stories with these favorite characters to come, and fans will see appearances from the legendary Blood Syndicate, setting the stage for an explosive Milestone event later in the year. What? Another Shadow War? Shadow War 2? In addition, DC's future plans include the long-awaited launch of Earth M, a new line of comics conceived by Cowan and Hudlin, which will include the return of Duo, introduced to readers in Milestone Returns number 0, and other characters who will also appear in Milestone comics. And now they've got little blurbs on each of these new series that are about to start. So in April, we're going to get a brand new series starring Virgil Hawkins, aka Static, a 6-issue digital first series. This monthly miniseries will have 20 pages per issue. And I'll let you guys read that on your own time. Static launches Monday, April 12th. Each 20-page issue will be available on participating digital platforms for $3.99. So you're going to see it on Comixology and all those other places where you buy digital comics. And then the next digital first miniseries is going to be Icon and Rocket. And I love Icon. I have a full run of Icon, and it's a really fun book. But it says this is going to also be a 6-issue monthly series with 20 pages for each issue. And that's coming out on June 21st for $3.99 an issue. And then, of course, the relaunch of Milestone would not be complete without some mention of Curtis Metcalf. And beginning August 23rd, the first wave of new Milestone stories climaxes with the return of Hardware in a new digital first series. This one's got return of legendary artist and Milestone co-founder Dennis Cowan, with Bill Sienkiewicz on the character that completes the foundation of Milestone and the Dakota universe, both past and present. And of course, these issues are going to be available each month for $3.99 as well. Does it say who the team is going to be on these others? It doesn't. It doesn't say who's going to be on the creative team of Static or the Icon and Rocket. But hey, I'm excited about Dennis Cowan getting to come back to his creations. You know, he was the one who did all these original character designs. Speaking of character designs, we've got some new ones. So, of course, here's the cover for the Milestone Returns Infinite Edition. It's basically the same as it was before, but with the words Infinite Edition added because there's extra pages, extra content. But I love these new character designs. You'll see they're slightly different. Specifically, Icon. Icon looks a lot different. His design is a lot different than it was before. Hardware looks mostly the same, as does Static. But yeah, Icon's a little bit different. Those original character designs for this issue, if I'm not mistaken, were done by Ken Lashley. But anyway, we've also got new character designs by Nicholas Draper Ivey for Static and Hot Streak that are being previewed here. Now, my understanding is that Nick Draper Ivey, I don't know if he was in comics before, but I understand that this started out as fan art, and he ended up getting hired to actually put through these designs. So let's zoom in on this a little bit. So you can see Static, instead of having like just straight up dreadlocks, it's like he's got braids. So he's looking like Basquiat there. It says that's where that was inspired from. But I mean, I love this. It looks almost like anime a little bit. And you got the cornrows there. I love that style. I still love this lightning bolt. I love this outfit, like the joggers. It's very much updated, but very cool looking. Like, and I also love that the hood has the visor on it. That's just because Static was known for his caps. So Static without a brim is just kind of weird, right? Love this. I love this a lot. And I love these goggles with the face mask. There's a lot to love about this. And then let's look at this new design for Hot Streak, Francis Stone. All right, so look at this. He's got his, like a fade. I love how the powers are coming out. I like his outfit too. I imagine he'd be like burning his clothes off or whatever, but it's common. Well, actually, wow, his shirt is kind of tattered because burned. Very cool. It almost looks Super Saiyan there. Very, very cool. Now, in addition to these new series and new titles that are being laid out, it says complete issues of Static #1, Icon #1, and Hardware #1 are available to read for free if you register on DC Universe Infinite. Those issues are also on Comixology, but here we go. We're on the DC Universe Infinite site, and Static is right there on the front page. Look at this. Like, how dope is that? And of course, there's a spotlight on Black heroes since it is Black History Month. But anyway, let's go back up and let's look at Static. I mean, it's all right here. Like, look at this. I love the painted artwork. Shout out to Noelle Giddings, who is my friend on Facebook, which means I'm excited. It doesn't really mean much, but she's been showing up like different artwork from her archives, and man, is it dope. But anyway, this video is now bordering on piracy. Let me go back to the article. You know what? I don't even need to show the article anymore. Let's go back to me. I am so excited to read this news, right? Like, again, I've been waiting for this for so long. Shout out to all the people behind me that made this possible. Rest in peace to Dwayne McDuffie. I hope that these new series do your legacy proud. I really hope this kind of lives up to what Milestone was created to be and what it meant to so many people, including myself. Long live Dennis Cowan. Dennis Cowan's definitely still here. Thank you for keeping the fight going. Thank you for, steering the ship in a way. Shout out to Reggie Hudlin for doing the same, for trying to step into Dwayne McDuffie's shoes. That's a daunting task, the way that universe was built. But Reggie was there from the beginning. If you ever watch like Milestone documentaries, you know that like, they wanted Reggie Hudlin to do a lot more than he did at the time. But he was busy with movies. And so to be able to come back to this passion project all these years later, that's super exciting. And I also put the shout out to Noelle Giddings just because she pioneered the coloring style that was just so dope. And I feel like it went unappreciated because comics were printed on newsprint back then. I would love to see reprints of the classic Milestone material, whether it's in omnibus format or trade paperbacks, but I would love to see that artwork on modern printing techniques. I think it would really go a long way to helping people understand just how groundbreaking that coloring style was. And shout out to her for freaking hand painting so many of these issues and covers that we've seen and come to love. But anyway, I'm rambling because I'm excited. And that's gonna do it for me, right? I don't there's nothing else to say. I cannot wait until this series launches. But anyway, I hope you saw something that you're liked or you're interested in. If not, that's cool. You can always buy what you like. Make sure you read what you buy. And be nice to others, because kindness makes the world go round. Peace.